I don't know how long I'll have on here to record, but I believe that the reason why there's two things that go into this, but the reason why men have become more feminine, which is forcing women to become more masculine, is because of the system starting the feminist movement and was the cause of all this. Because I truly do believe that when you have when you're trying to get a movement started, um you have a set design mindset where you want this movement to take you. So if the feminist movement wasn't in place, along with a few other issues, but if the feminist movement wasn't in place to bring us here, then why didn't we stop at any time? Like why? Like what was the thought process behind the feminist movement? Um, and how did it get us here? Because I'm sorry, I'm not for the feminist movement. I'm not for feminists. But I mean, I also do think it was used to. I mean, I do think there is truth in the man being, the first defense of the family, the nuclear family dynamic, um, and protecting his woman from herself, protecting the system, or protecting his kids from the system, protecting his family values and morality and morals, um, of the homeland. Like and the system was here. I mean, the government was here, what, to keep us safe, the people. I mean, we don't really have a king and queen like where we have to like we have a president that does trades with other countries or keeps countries in line or wages war in other countries. Um, Government is pretty much to keep the you know people that I mean like it's kind of like the government's there to keep the people from doing back in the day like Vikings would come over here and just wage war and try to claim this land. So it's to kind of keep that in line, our governments in line, and whatnot with each other, so they don't try to like wage war upon each other. That's how they got the NATO, the circle, the round table, to keep the peace upon the land, the King Arthur kind of method. Um, but yeah, I mean, as time goes on and we evolve, I mean, like our technology is getting, it's still not advanced, but it's getting worse and worse and worse and worse. And yeah, um, yeah, I just came in here to talk about that. I mean, I do think there's like, I mean, agenda. I don't think it's really to uplift women, the feminist movement. I don't think it really. I think there was another plan behind it, like this was the plan that we were going to use, like the feminist movement, to use to get us here. But underneath that plan, there was another plan that the feminist movement was part of. Like, I think pretty much like a lot of this shit was just designed. I mean, everything was written. Um, I mean, I always use the quote about how like there's a few movies like that if you add in like The Division and Idiocracy and The Hunger Games and a few others together, The Truman Show, Matrix. If you add them all together, you would get our reality. The only difference is like it's not like that's a movie. So to actually take those movies and really think about them from a reality lens, seeing them in reality, and I mean, I think that was actually like zombies. Like, can you actually imagine like what a like real zombie would look like in real life? Not that costume FX fucking shit from the movies, but like real flesh rotting. Um, like imagine all the like, these like especially back in the day, like you actually seeing a dragon in real life. You know, so it's like or even a giant in real life. I actually see that like 10 foot fucking person, if not taller. I mean, like 100 feet tall. Like, I know I'm kind of going a little bit out there, but um, I think if we actually just took reality and fantasy and put them together, I think we would have truth. I think there is some. I mean, with this, when you get the space involved, other planets out there, stars, suns, black holes. I mean, everything that's up in space. That's magic. I mean, look at all of it. You can't tell me that's not magic. That's the very definition of magic is what space looks like. Like stardust, fucking meteors, fucking falling. You know, causing such an impact that reshapes the planet. Um, very mean like how was a planet like was formed, um, or at least how we've come to believe how a planet was formed. Um, yeah, I mean, I know there's more out there. I just don't know if like our hallucinated little drug episode, fucking fantasy, fucking sci-fi bullshit is actually truth or you know not truth. So I mean, but I do think there's something going on in the world. I mean, I don't really know exactly how to describe it. If you would call it supernatural, spiritual, divine, magic, dark, evil. If I believe there's per se a dark entity of bad intentions being in the shadows, if aliens or have infiltrated our government, like, or if it's just mankind being mankind. But I do think I do believe there's a fucking secret, like, per se government, um, that doesn't believe in racism. I mean, I think there's blacks, whites, Asians. I think not per se, maybe another life form. I think that's what the transgender shit is kind of masking. Another life form or being that we maybe have interacted with. That's kind of how they are. They're both genders. Um, maybe they have children a different way. That's why there's no genders. Um, I mean, shit. If you look at Thor, Love and Thunder, I think that one they go into more detail about how like the rock guys, they're gay men and they hold each other's hands and they put their hands in lava, all right, and then that breaks off and it becomes a new rock person, and they're all their genders are men. I mean, I think if you actually look at what's going on in the world, I think that it's and then when you get these weird things that come to be known. I mean, we're talking about how aliens have become to be known now. Like, oh, we know there's aliens now. There are aliens. Like, but what kind? What kind of alien? How is his biology? I mean, they don't really give us that. And I know, like, I mean, don't get me wrong. I know I sound crazy. Um, but I mean, how crazy? Like, really? Like, that there's not a. I mean, we believe in the Illuminati. We really believe in the Freemasons kind of shit. I mean, and I know there's probably many more secret societies out there. Um, and so it's like how much far fetched can my theory on Gog, the government of government, God of gods, government over God. I mean, that's pretty much where I think. I mean, I think if we take science, evolution, magic, supernatural, sci-fi, and roll it all together, I think you pretty much have the truth right there as well. Um, I don't think Joe Biden is really the government. I don't think he's really the president. I think he's just a puppeteer, just like every other president. Just like with every other country out there, every other government, I think they're puppets as well. They're like an avatar for the real government. All the history that we've come to learn, all the government conspiracies, or at least a good chunk of them, are just fake, and the other ones are altered. to, and then everything we kind of learn about the Civil War and Pearl Harbor and Narsha, like, sorry, but the Holocaust. I mean, I'm not saying that it happened. I'm just saying it's kind of like it was is the right word, put that way, built that way, designed that way, written that way. Everything was foretold. I think it's like a virtual reality. It's not. It's what we around here. It's like the ice wall. I guess there's another world out there. That's the real world. Um, I think I mean, would space be? I mean, I know like down here, like we got. I think we're in the third dimension. Would space be like technically the fourth and fifth dimension? 'Cause, I mean, like I think once we get out there, and I don't think the third dimensional logic and science and magic really holds much weight up there. That probably gets you the knowledge to get up there, but once you get up there, then it just blows. Yeah, there's like so much more to learn about everything that goes on in the world, and you hit a new like it's like going from basic math, I guess, to quantum physics. Um, so yeah, I kind of just started this video about one thing and just went out there, but welcome to my head. I'm gonna end it there. Um, yeah.